Randall asks, he says he never understood the love for YouTube sound demos and entirely misses the point. Sure. I disagree, just because, I do binaural recordings, and I think it gives you an idea of like what it sounds like. My microphones are actually flat from 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz, and I get a chance to sit here and compare. So if I'm sitting in my home theater, if I listen to the playback and it doesn't sound anything like it, I wouldn't post it. I wouldn't use it to like, okay, this is how I'm going to buy speakers. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't do that. But, in my last comparison, I was just showing the difference between 2 and 4 speakers. And most people could kind of hear a difference. Like, oh, you can hear, instead of going just left to right, they could hear it kind of going in a circle, right?
Around them,
and even, that's what binaural is supposed to do. And so I think it's a little different when you're talking about binaural. So, yeah, I think I get it. I think what it is just people want an idea. Mm-hmm. They just want to get some idea. If you say it has no bass, if I play you a track and I show you the original and then the recording, and the recording doesn't have any bass, well, you're like, all right, yeah, it doesn't have any bass. You could tell some pretty basic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you're judging everything, right?
It gives you an idea of what one speaker sounds like through another speaker, not to your ear.
Yeah. Well, it's not. It's not absolute, right? So it's not comparing. It's not saying this is how the speaker definitely sounds, right?
Or performs.
It's more like here's the original, right? And your headphones are going to do something to the sound of the original, and then here's the recording using a calibrated mic, so that the mic is not doing anything. And I've learned actually that when they do mic calibrations, they're not even doing a frequency response. They're looking at how that thing's moving and adjusting and adding a calibration file on top of that. But, it's basically you're hearing the differences. So what you're looking for is the delta, right? Not so much like the absolute, this is exactly what it sounds like. But, if one has more bass, I think you should be able to hear that, right? One has less, you should be able to hear that. So just basic stuff, nothing crazy. Yeah. Just to give you an idea.
Not like, oh my gosh, I'm hearing sparkles in the highs.
Yeah,
Feels like I'm floating when I'm listening to none of that nonsense.
So it's a big a discussion a lot of people like to have, and I think it's just about setting the right expectations,
Exactly.
If you're telling people this is how the speaker sounds, make a decision based on this.
Right.
That's probably not a good idea.
Sure.
But if you say, here's my subjective, this is what I'm telling you, and then here's some measurements as another data point, and then here's also a sound demo, there's another data point, and if all three are kind of telling you the same thing, it gives you just a more rounded picture, I think. That's it.
Yeah, it's a round for Joe, ladies and gentlemen. Good job, buddy.
Yeah, I've been doing those for a while, I've gotten into arguments with people about it, and so it's just one of those things.
It's always one of those touchy subjects. I mean, I don't do a whole lot of them on my channel, and I'm kind of along the lines that I don't know if I can really hear a ton of difference on YouTube, because there is YouTube compression and all that stuff. So it's definitely not like you sitting in front of the speaker, but I see why people ask for it. They'd rather hear something than nothing a lot of times. And even just if they get a generalized idea of how they sound, I don't know how beneficial they are, but I don't put a whole lot of demos on my channel, but I do have some on there.
So. Randall says he wants to hear Fresh Hater Jay's take on the matter. Fresh Hater Jay would just say just have realistic expectations. You know what I'm saying? If I show you like, hey, look at the size of the screen, right? You're not going to look at your phone and say, look at that. The screen that he's showing there is not 120 inches. That thing only looks like 4. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're looking on your screen. It's not like that. Inches. You're just getting an idea, right? So you have to be somewhat smart about it. That's all.
Chris Wyndham, man, appreciate the super chat here.
Yes.